pot, a spoon, sugar, water, and then you'll need something to measure the water and the sugar in, and then you'll need a hot plate, you'll need string, a pencil, and a paper clip for when you are making the crystallizations, and then you'll need food coloring and some kind of extract, and we chose banana.
For the best results, make sure that your container is completely clean before starting the experiment. After washing out your container, make sure it's completely dry.
Okay, first, make sure you guys have all the materials. The pencil, paper clip, a jar or a beaker, a scissor, and a string. So first, tie the string to the paper clip. Okay. Now measure the string so it can hang about 1 inch from the bottom of the beaker, and cut it. So you can see the paper clip is about 1 inch away from the bottom of the beaker, and then tape it to the pencil.
Use goggles. In this experiment, we're going to be using gloves to keep our hands safe from the food coloring, and also don't wear any white clothing because we are working with things that could stain your clothes.
Make sure that there's nothing that can catch on fire on the hot plate, such as paper, and make sure to not touch it because it will be very hot.
When deciding how much sugar and water to use to make your experiment, it just depends on how hungry you are. In our case, we're using 400 milliliters of sugar and 200 milliliters of water. You can use different measurements as long as it's in a 2-to-1 ratio, the 2 being the sugar and the 1 being the water. So we're going to go ahead and measure out 400 milliliters of sugar. Make sure to measure at eye level so you can get the most precise measurements. Okay, that's it. And here we have 200 milliliters of water already measured out.
Now turn the hot plate to high and ready to make your rock candy. And now put some water in here. Put all the water in here and wait for it to boil.
Okay, now that the water is boiling, you want to slowly pour in the sugar and make sure to keep stirring as you do.
You want it?
And be careful for that, any water that gets on the outside. Alright, and then you want to turn off the hot plate and let the sugar dissolve and thicken. Remember to keep stirring throughout the whole process. Once the liquid starts to turn clear, you want to take it off your hot plate and set it on a paper towel or something, as long as it's not straight on the table. And then just keep stirring it.
After the sugar water has cooled for a few minutes and it's completely clear, get the food coloring and pour 1 drop at a time, and then stir until you get the desired color. Be careful because it will come out fast. Now, after you have achieve the desired color, in this case yellow. It can be a different color for you. If you choose to, you can add a special flavoring. In our case, it's banana extract. Pour it slowly because it will come out fast. Make sure you keep stirring throughout this entire process.
Next, get some sugar and put it on a paper towel. Get a paper clip that you already prepared and dip into the syrup that you made. And put it on the sugar. This will help the sugar, the crystal sugar to form.
After the solution has had adequate time to cool and after you've stirred it all the way, go ahead and dry off the spoon. And now you're going to pour the solution into this beaker. Try and put a paper towel under it if possible to prevent spillage. Slowly and carefully, because your life depends on it. Pour it all. Perfect. Get the paper clip coated with sugar attached to the pencil that you have prepared before this, and place the pencil as so that the paper clip is consumed in the solution. This is what the rock candy will form. Once you've completed all these steps, carefully pick your beaker up and bring it over to a spot that is shaded from harsh light and out of the way. Make sure you're very gentle with it, because the sugar that's on the paper clip, which the rock candy is going to form off of, will fall off and your experiment will be failed if you bump it around too much. After you have placed it in a safe location, grab one of your paper towels and place it on top so that no outside objects will get into your rock candy and affect your experiment.
After you finish making your rock candy, remember to clean up all the material.
Make sure you allow time for the hot plate to cool completely before you put it away, because it is still very hot. After giving your rock candy adequate time to set up, 3 days in our case, you're going to make sure that it's not too solid on top, and slowly pull the pencil up. It's a little bit too solid on top for us, so we have to break it apart carefully with our finger that has the glove on it. Carefully pull it up, and voila, here is the rock candy. Once you get it out, go ahead and set it down on a paper towel so it can dry out there. In a couple hours, it should be ready to eat.
Baby, I go hard, so hard, sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not I'm even on my job. Most of the time I'm right.